Hello, the point of this video is this number right here, 499 out of a 500, and also another thing to talk about. I don't know how if you play Hearthstone, but I haven't had fun in Hearthstone in a while. And I can't exactly, I can define why. For the last 3 expansions it's been a festival of them releasing broken garbage, then players either playing with the broken garbage, playing against the broken garbage, or just, taking a break from the game in general and hoping that the garbage gets fixed. But it won't get fixed. Next expansion or the expansion after that. What they consider a fix is when it rotates to wild. And then when wild players complain that wild is a cesspool of insanely broken garbage, their answer is, "But it's wild, what do you expect?" Well, I would beg to differ. I would say wild is supposed to have all cards available, and not that wild is supposed to be this mess that's very difficult to have fun in. I mean, sure, you can play Renounce Lock or whatever and have fun if that's the way you like having fun, but then you can encounter someone who's playing either Starliner Druid or Kingsbane Rogue, and you probably won't have as much fun. Oh, but then you'll think, oh, maybe next game it'll be better. Surprise, it won't. So, I think that's one issue of Hearthstone, and another is that the meta is really stale, just like it gets real quick with the stale meta after an expansion is released, and I don't have a fix for that, but I think maybe if they did, it probably sounds illogical, but I think, you know how they reveal cards in batches, yes? Well, what if they not only released cards in batches, but also added them to the game in batches? It wouldn't be balanced, but for, I don't know, 4 to 5 weeks, or however long it takes them to reveal all the cards, it would be somewhat entertaining. There would be an imbalance between classes until they add more cards, but it would be more exciting, perhaps. Feels bad, man. If only I could draw an axe. This is probably gonna be a loss. Well, welcome to a longer video then. And it's like that with a number of games, not just Hearthstone. As some would say, it's the same scenario with League of Legends. And I'm not surprised it is. Yeah, this is a loss. But it's a loss due to bad draw. I do have ways of dealing with this. I have Fury War Axes, I have a number of things that I can do, but I haven't drawn any of them, So, well, that could be good, so to speak. So it's been like that with League of Legends as well, where it's a cycle of them releasing broken garbage, and unlike in Hearthstone, they actually have to address it, because it never rotates. But they release things at so fast rate in there that by the time they fix one broken garbage, another broken garbage is out. As a player who plays League of Legends and has a YouTube and Twitch channel recently pointed out, and I agree with that. It's like ever since they released in the game, ever since they released Yasuo, it's been like he spiked in power so high. Then they decreased it, but by the time they decreased it, there was already another piece of garbage on the market, hot out of the oven, Jinx. And for about 2 to 3 weeks after she was released, everyone had in their profile messages, "Oh, I got a quadra kill, I got a pentakill," or they just felt the need to post their amazing kill-death ratios. No wonder they did, because it was so easy to play that character before they nerfed it, but by the time they nerfed it, they released another one. So One thing I can do is Whirlwind, Darius that, but then I'll die anyway. Because this is how much? 5, 7, 10. Yeah, I'll die. Next game. So, I feel like in Hearthstone, the garbage in question, which doesn't get nerfed, but just rotates the wild, it differs. Sometimes it's for this class, sometimes it's for that class. But for the last 3 expansions, their picks have been Warlock and Druid, and I wonder why. I wonder why Druid received the cards it did. Why is Druid all of a sudden the armor stacking class? A lot of the time when you're playing Warrior versus Druid, Druid will have a lot more armor than you, a Warrior, and a lot earlier than you. And you can tank up all you want, but he can get that much armor without any deck building limitations. It's like, you look at Shield Block, and then you look at Ferocious Howl. And it's like, I'm scratching my head a lot of the time, thinking why did Druid receive the armor stacking of all the classes? Like, an armor stacking card here and there for survivability, which is flexible like Feral Rage. I think it was completely fine. And it's like, just Druid has been incredibly abusive as of late. But not only Druid. Another thing is that Druid also received a Spellstone that interacts with armor, and I'm thinking why. It would have fit far better into Warrior, but then again, Warrior can get armor by just hero powering. But so can Druid, so like, what's the problem? And another thing is that Druid just received so many crazy cards. Like, there's still the question of ramp and how insane it is. And it's been coming up to the surface as of the past 3 expansions quite rapidly. It's like a lot of the time, you will have the Druid player at least 3-4 mana ahead of you. Oh, they added an effect, huh? Well, I'll say fuck off with that. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, and I forgot. Well, anyway. And then you look at cards like Explore the Darkness. 4 mana gain, how much is it? 16 armor. Or draw 2 cards. Or add 2 damage to everything you have. It's like, Druid has been their go-to class when they want to break something. I'm probably not gonna survive this either, because I am not playing Dirty Rat in the deck. But it's whatever. And I'm thinking, why Druid of all the classes? Nah. Well, anyway. Another thing I wanted to mention was, damn it, I'm starting to forget things real fast. I should have written them down into the Word. You know, the program, before I started recording. Okay, what else? Well, I think I addressed pretty much everything, except the things that I forgot, so let's have a look at the game. So I talked about armor stacking, I talked about mana ramp, what else? Oh right, the main issue I have with this expansion. You know, I think... Damn it, I should have done some research before starting the video, but if I'm not mistaken, someone from the Hearthstone design team, great, said that we want to have a healthy combo meta. Now, as I said, I may be wrong, maybe someone never said it, but I would, I think it's very likely that someone has said that. If someone did, I would want to ask, when has a combo meta been healthy for anyone? And if you don't know the answer, then I do. When there were ways to interact with the enemy combos. And if you look at the current expansion, there's like what, there's 6 combos? Some of them designed to kill the opponent, and some of them designed just to, you know, have them press the concede button. Like the Togwaggle Druid. which, even if you don't press the concede, you're gonna die pretty fast. And I'm just here scratching my head, like if you have an expansion where you print combo enablers for like 6 combos, or well 6, okay. How many? There's Dogwaggle Druid, there's Malygos Druid, but Malygos Druid, to be fair, was available before, but I haven't seen him much or played against him much. What else is there? Oh yeah, the Explode Your Head Priest, which revives Velen about 7 different times, along with a Malygos. Then there's the... what is it? Then there's the variety of Mechafoon decks. And then there's also the Pokemon Oofer, but I haven't seen that at all. Other than one encounter, and that was in Wild. And I'm sitting here scratching my head thinking, if you have a meta where you print these combo enablers, why don't you just... let's trigger that counterspell. Oh, never mind. Well, I can hero power, why not? So if you have a meta expansion where you print these combo enablers, or these cards that go really well with combo, why not just reprint a neutral combo interaction card? Oh shit, he got a one-off of Kabbalistom. Unless I hit Antonidas, I don't think I'm gonna win. And I'm not even sure he has Antonidas. Well, that's a rip. All I can do is pray that I hit it. It's gonna be like, what, 20% chance? If he's gonna be holding just Antonidas and 4 Source. Actually, he's gonna be holding Antonidas and 3 Sorcerer's Apprentices, right? But he can get like 5, because he still has 2 more Simulacrons. Well, he doesn't have either Doomsaires. So, anyway. I would really love to have at least some way to interact with these combo decks, other than trying to smash their face, which is kinda difficult when your board is frozen or when they heal 24 damage in a turn like Shaman can, or, you know, things. So he's at 5 out of 6. Is there a chance that I die next turn? There is. So let's see what's in the box. Not exactly what I wanted, and I'm probably gonna lose because of that. Well, oh, but if I were playing a warrior with multiple dirty rats, like 2 of them, I could still lose if I haven't hit Antonidas either of the times. But anyway, so why not reprint a neutral card that's like Dirty Rat? No, I wouldn't mind playing cards that can interact with an enemy's combo if there were any neutral ones, right? I know that Warlock has a way to interact with an enemy's combo, but it's a pretty shit way to interact with an enemy's combo, and it's the only way to interact with an enemy's combo. Unless you're a druid and have naturalized, but fuck druids and mages. It's like, hey, all we would have loved would have been a Dirty Rat. Just like the one you see here, except in standard, or made, what do you call it? Or made, you know, just classic. Because it's like, I played the other day against a Togwaggle Druid in Wild, and he was just like sitting at 1 card in the deck, and he was well playing me, and he roped 2 turns in a row, and I was kind of angry, but I wasn't shouting, screaming at the computer or anything, or at the screen rather. The only thing that I have done was I played... Let's see, can I break it? I can if I play Sulfuras... I mean, Taunt, Sulfuras, Hero Power, I think. 7, 8, exactly.
Slay them.
So we do this. I mean, as said, I'm probably dead, but hey. I can at least break the block. So we do that. Oh shit, I forgot it can also not hit face. Damn it. That's what happens when I focus on commentary and don't pay enough attention to the game. Anyway, it's like I would love to have at least some counterplay to combo decks. If there was any neutral that wouldn't force me to, you know, forsake the class I like to play and just force me to play a warlock. Like I tried playing the deck, I copied it from internet, and it hasn't even won that many times because, oh well. Well, I'm dead. This is fun, isn't it? So anyway, I don't know, I just have something against combo decks, but still. Then there's also the Kingsbane Rogue, with which there's very little ways of interaction. Like the only time I've seen a control deck win was a freeze mage, or like a mage which has Jaina, because that's the only way you can reliably disable the attacks every turn. I know there's also Giggling Inventor and Taunts with Divine Shields, which also cause the rogue to not heal. But have you ever played against the Valyria the Hollow, which has Kingsbane, which is like 9 and for you with lifesteal? It's not really fun, because whatever you play, it gets sat, it gets Doomerang, so she goes anyway. It gets Vilespine, it gets cheap shotted, it gets vanished, it gets Vilespine Shadow Stepped again, it gets double Vilespine because of Valyria the Hollow. And then when it comes to fatigue, they can just shuffle in another Kingsbane and not have to deal with fatigue. So it's like, if there was some way to silence and remove a weapon, you know, but there is not, because in come the, I wouldn't call them snowflakes because they just play with the card, but in come those that will cry that, oh, but then Kingsbane is gonna be like really weak. No, Kingsbane will then have some counterplay other than having your deck entirely around freezes and Divine Shield taunts, which don't matter anyway. Most of the time. Sometimes they do. So it's like, look, even if we have a silence removal for a weapon, which I think if they add like one more weapon with Death Rattle, it will be pretty due, because right now you have Necrium Blade, which can be played around if you destroy it before your opponent plays a Cobalt Illusionist. Actually, no, if you just eat it before they trigger the combo with Malygos and explode you for 60 something. Then you have Frostmourne, but I can already see the answer to that. It's like, hey, it's gonna rotate. Why add silence weapon removal? Well, because even if we were to silence remove a... I'm probably gonna lose this one because I don't have Flurry, I have only one Brawl, I haven't drawn a single Fury War Axe or any of my early game, other than Pixies. Or Stone. Well, I would really love a Stonehill. But look, he drew, so maybe I'm not gonna lose. So even if we silence remove a Kingsbane, they can still get it back with a Rummaging Kobold. But the point would be, you could reset it that way. It's like, a lot of the time when I play in Wild, wait, so he's... The fuck is this deck? Well, whatever. A lot of the time the rogue gets to have a... not 5-free. Usually like a 4-free Kingsbane by turn 4. By turn 6 they have lifesteal and it's like a 6-free. And it only goes up from there. It's like all you can do is eat the weapon with an ooze. And even then it keeps any enchantments and they can fetch it right away with Shiny Finder because they shadow stepped it. It's like, the point of the silence weapon remover would be that you could reset the weapon late game. You know, like, have it go down from 10 free lifesteal, also without any fatigue consequences. Weapon from just to a 1-3, and you have to buff it again. One could say that, but hey, that's gonna defeat the whole purpose of the deck. To, you know, that if it gets reset late game, it's useless. Well, then I would tell you, why do we even have a, you know, the state of Hearthstone, where a deck can be focused entirely around playing with a single legendary? It's like you have Mechafoon decks, which their only goal is to draw as many cards as possible, then empty their hand and kill you because of that. And then we also have Kingsbane, which all of the rogues' focus is on the Kingsbane. It's like they're playing solitaire. You don't even have to be present, you can just keep on pressing end turn, because unless you're an aggro deck, it's about as useful. You know, whatever you do, they have the tools to survive a lot of the time. So it's like, I think Hearthstone is due for some quality of life changes, but it's Activision Blizzard, it's not just Blizzard. And Benbrode is gone. And we have Shudderwalk, which is literally go infinite. It's like they never gave up on the concept of denying fatigue in anyone else than Warrior. It's like, at first there was Deadman's Hand. Oh, no. At first there was Jade Idol. Then there was Deadman's Hand, which is not all that great. And then there's Shudderwalk, then there's Infinite Kingsbanes, then there's... Oh, that's inefficient. But he's gonna kill both of them. It's like, why? Why, people? It's like, you playtest the Shudderwalk and you say it's fine. Then you look at ladder and combo decks are just running rampant. Not only Shudderwalks. And there's still no combo interaction other than Demonic Project. And I explained why that's bad, in my opinion. I think he's gonna try and flood the board. Or he's gonna try and remove Abomination and do face damage. In either case, I can Brawl Hero Power or Gore Howl Hero Power or whatever. So it's like, I would just want Hearthstone to be a good game. But in my opinion it's not. And if you don't know why I think it's not, just rewind the video and watch it again. There goes the face damage. So that's just a Gore Howl Hero Power, if he plays nothing else. Well, he did. So this is some kind of weird mix. Maybe it's the latest net deck, I don't know. I rarely check online about what decks are popular. If he's playing demons, he's probably playing cooldown. Fine. If one of the 4-3s wins, not win, that's fine. I would have loved to have a Spellstone in my hand, but hey. At least I have these XXL pretzels. They're pretty good. That's fun. I can try and kill it, and I probably should have, because now he plays Voidlord and I'm fucked. So that was a mistake, I should have Whirlwinded Gore Howl. But if I do that, and he plays a Gul'dan right after that, I would have lost on the spot. So this is a play where he doesn't play Gul'dan before he kills off the Melganis, and I can try and get my hands on a... Damn it, I forgot. On another Brawl. Or a Reckless Flurry. But I don't know how that's gonna work, because I want to give up the armor up hero, tank up hero power, and start shooting fireballs. Which is probably not the right decision, but I can't win this game by being defensive. Not when he has probably a Gul'dan in the deck. And he has board control, so... Well, it still ain't gonna work. So what we do here is this. That. I could keep the armor up hero power. Which I probably should. I can also next turn armor up, Pixie armor up, Reckless for 8. Which is still not gonna be enough. If he uses... to kill all of the things, if he uses... Is it? Well, the 4/5s are gonna be 6/7, so it's gonna be enough against that. Yeah, okay. And another pretzel. For some reason they taste a whole lot better than the small package and the small pretzels.
The red one tastes like cherries.
This really is a weird deck. But despite that, I think that it really still is playing a... Oh boy. I think that my best bet is just trying to go for it. Trying to shoot this once. I can't let this live. So rip me. He probably has Doom Guards and he has the Skull of Minari and whatever. Whee! And another miss. Ooh, it actually hit. Well, that's cool. He hasn't played any Void Lords, so if he does play Gul'dan, I'm on like a 3-turn clock. At most. I think he does have Hellfires, so... Probably more like a 1-turn clock. Or 2-turn clock, so to speak. Oh! Oh. If I don't hit the 9/7, I think I'm dead. Because he probably is holding another owl. And he will silence the apple bomb. Shit. Foolish. Well, what happens if I brawl? If I brawl, he gets another demon out of hand, probably. I'm gonna lose based on that, so I think I lost anyway. Probably should have tried to kill the 4/5, but if he does get a demon out of hand, it wouldn't matter at all. So this was just a coin flip. Actually, it was 3 coin flips between this, and his face, and his face won. If I were Hunter, I'd be happy. If Hunter had this hero power. If I brawl and a Pixie wins, well, I can also try and see if he doesn't have a silence, but I think that's really poor. I think he does, so... Hey, that's another rip. So that's 3 losses in a row. One of them to a combo deck, which I got down to 4 health. But ultimately lost. And he had an ice block, but I would have needed like a Secret Eater and some more extra damage done to his face. The other was to a Shaman, against which I drew poorly, despite having ways of dealing with his board. And... oh look, I'm not dead. Oh look, I am. So... oh, and the last thing. I don't know, some would say that Hearthstone player base has always been toxic. And I wouldn't use the word toxic, I would just say arrogant. It's like, why does everyone as of Boomsday... it's like the first 2 weeks it's been fine. And then it's gone down the drain. It's like everyone well plays or welcomes, most of the time just welcomes, when they're winning. usually when they're also druids. It's like I don't know what does Malfurion say. I forgot. Like when he's the Death Knight and he says welcome. Oh, welcome. Greetings there. But most of the time it's like they have one card in the deck or 0 cards. They burned intentionally their last few cards. And they're like greetings, 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 greetings. And not only them. Also shamans with Shudderwalks and especially Kingsbane rogues in WoW. I'm like, when have you become such an asshole? Do you really feel the need to tell the opponent, look, I got well tell? Do you feel the need to smack your opponent in the face repeatedly with the fact that you got luckier? Or that you have a more uninteractable with deck? It's like, really? Is that what you want to do? I know it's a game and that the emotes are there to be used, but if you're an ass to players and you win a lot, those players probably won't have much fun in the game. And I can't talk for everyone, but for me, if that happens, I feel a lot. The loss is not as outrageous, although some of the control decks boil my piss, so to speak, as the fact that someone just laughs at you when you lose because of luck, or because their deck is the more uninteractable with one. So maybe I'll finally win a match. Woo! I know I'm playing with something that's not net decked, so that's probably why I keep losing, because it's not fine-tuned. But hey, I made this myself. Although I used the frame that the system gives you, the preset, what do you call it? Oh, the preset deck recipes. I picked that for the quest back when it was released, and I kept on editing it, and this is what became of it. And it's still not that bad in standard. It seems to be real trash in wild. In standard, dropping 3 5/5s after opponent uses a board clear, it's a really powerful thing to do, but it's not powerful enough, because like shamans have a volcano, warriors have warpath, and all the other classes don't give a fuck because they can just either armor up or do things that will allow them to ignore the board. So I think I'm gonna play a Direhorn. I suspect he has a Hunter's Mark, but he's holding on to it. I also scratch my head as to why is the warrior spellstone so bad. But on the other side, I can see that it's so bad because you have weapons, which are pretty good on their own. But still, look at the spellstone of Hunter. At worst, it's a 5 mana 6/6. And look at the spellstone of Warrior. At worst, it's a 7 mana 5/5. But as said, I get that weapons are powerful, but so are secrets. So why doesn't Hunter Spellstone start at 1 3/3? You know, that would be fairer. But I get it that the Hunter Spellstone was released during a time period where, if I'm not mistaken and if I recall correctly, Hunter was garbage. And I do want to kill this because he probably has a cube, and there was the Hunter's Mark. Let's do it like this, that's better. Here comes a flanking strike and another Hunter's Mark onto the 4/3. And I'm starting to lose a grip on the game, but I can get to a 5 out of 7. But that's pretty weak. If I can get a good 4-cost thing off of the Stonehill, I can apply a lot of pressure. That would be good. If only the 4/3 wasn't there, huh? You must attack the minion with taunt. That's good. But it's not what I was hoping for. I'm kinda conflicted about whether Crowley belongs into this deck or not. Like on one side, he's really bad when you're behind, which a lot of the time you are when you're playing Control Warrior. But on the flip side, he's good when you can get him to kill one thing, then two things, and he just becomes a threat of his own, you know? I'm not saying he's a win condition, but he certainly can put extra pressure on those that don't deal with him. Like this Hunter. He's gonna get hit for another 8 if he doesn't pay attention. To be fair, if the magnetic bomb, the spider bomb, if it hit the 8-1, he'd be in a lot better position. But it hasn't. Hey, randomness. I guess he's gonna lose because he got unlucky. You know, that's another part of Hearthstone, but that's the one you agree to when you install the game. That you may lose or may win based on. To be fair, I shouldn't play that. I should play the Stonehill and another cheap thing if I can get it. But I wanna put extra pressure by playing the Axe. He's gonna be on 2 health, so I think that's gonna make it pretty difficult for him to win. Because I think he's gonna try and cube the bomb. But if he has something with lifesteal, it probably costs like 6 or more. At the very least, it's like a 4, isn't it? And it won't... If it's gonna have charge, it's gonna be like 2 minimum. And if it's gonna be like the Spirit Swamp Leech and 4, it's not gonna heal that much. Yep, he lost. Wee, unlucky again. And that's a 500. Golden Warrior. Woo! And Crowley alone was the enabler for a win in this match. So I guess that's an answer to my question whether he does belong into this deck or does not. Hey, look at the time. It's Dio Clock. Woohoo! Now I just wanna either fuck around with anti-aggro, anti-control priest, see how that VAR can get me, or just uninstall this game in general, and play something where I'll have actual fun. Like Heroes of the Storm, or Borderlands 2, or any of the other games that I recently installed because single player games are great when you have spare time. Yay! Feels good, man. Actually doesn't, but hey. I finally got him. So now I have Warrior and Priest in Golden. But I used to like Priest more. Well, anyway. That's it, and I'll see you in Warcraft videos, if you made it to the end. Which I'll release throughout the week. I have to record a Warcraft video today and one tomorrow, and in between those things I'll be translating and doing stuff. So, see you next time.